If you would have told me at the start of 2018 that I would be making videos on Soulja Boy on this channel, I would say, lay off the drugs. There's obviously some sort of chemical imbalance going on. Please seek help. But here we are. For some reason, we are talking about Soulja Boy. Now, if you're not familiar with who Soulja Boy is, he is a rap artist that made the hit song Crank That, and then maybe he made some other songs. I don't know. I never really heard much from him after that initial song. And while he's not my cup of hip-hop tea, he is a businessman. He seems to be doing well for himself, so hats off to him for that. But Soulja Boy has recently entered the video game console market. We of course talked about the SouljaGame console the other day on the channel, which I'll briefly go over, but Soulja Boy is not done. The man is not done, because he has announced that he's already working on another new console. So what the hell is going on with this situation? What is the SouljaGame console? Why is he working on another console? And what is this new console gonna be? I have a few ideas of what it might be. So sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about Soulja Boy again for some damn reason.
Hey, RGT 85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards! So in case you missed my initial video on the SouljaGame console and SouljaGame handheld, yes, Soulja Boy himself has gotten involved in the video game market. And quickly looking at these products, you realize, no, something's not right with these products. These are simply cheap Chinese AliExpress systems that you can order right now from AliExpress, or you can order them from actually Amazon as well and get them sent to your house. They are preloaded with a bunch of emulators and ROMs, and of course there's a lot of legal stuff tied into that I don't think Mr. Soulja Boy quite fully understands. I'm not hating his grind, I'm not hating his hustle. I understand how drop shipping of things works. But the problem is he's going to get in some legal troubles with this, because a lot of these systems have Nintendo ROMs on there. And you know how Nintendo is in 2018 and in the future when it comes to protecting ROMs and things like that. They are not very happy with people uploading ROMs onto websites. You saw what happened with Love ROMs, where the husband and wife couple got sued for $12 million and Nintendo won. So now these people have to pay them $12 million, which I'm sure they do not have. While Soulja Boy probably has a lot more money than that couple, you don't want a lawsuit from Nintendo. And looking over these cheap Chinese knockoff systems, you could sense that Nintendo is probably watching this situation very closely. Now, Soulja Boy has remained positive throughout this situation, saying that the gaming media is simply hating on him for trying to do something new, but it's not really that, dude. We're just trying to look out for you, because you're putting your name and associating your name and your brand with these cheap Chinese knockoff systems, and it's not going to end in a favorable situation for you, especially since they're loaded with illegal ROMs and things like that. And of course, looking over the Soulja Gear website, where you can get all sorts of Soulja Boy merchandise, the handheld evidently works with the PlayStation Vita and the Nintendo Switch, because that's not false advertising or anything. But obviously, Soulja Boy is happy with his production so far. He's happy with the way this has gone, because he recently made a tweet and announced a new video game console. Now, I'm dead serious. You literally just released these consoles like a week ago, and you're already talking about a successor to these consoles. So looking over the tweet, he says the following: I love how some of the gaming media is trying to downplay my dream of getting in the gaming industry. Just wait until the launch of my next console. We will see who has the last laugh. Why are you talking about a new console already when it's merely a week since your initial console has gone up on your website? Why would you even think this? Like, nobody is trying to hate on you. Nobody's trying to hate on the actual console. These consoles are a dime a dozen. Everyone can get one of these things from AliExpress or Amazon that come preloaded with a bunch of ROMs. The only reason people are paying a lot of attention to this situation is because you are a large celebrity. You are a large rap star, and you're putting your name on a product that could end up getting you in some shit when it comes to legal issues, and people don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see another person's downfall unless they're just sadistic individuals. I don't want to see you have a downfall over this situation. I'm just trying to look out for you. But the fact that you're just sort of blindsided to all of this and you're just putting on goggles and pretending like a potential lawsuit isn't around the corner just isn't a good look, dude. But you're working on another system. You're already planning a brand new system, evidently, that will be coming out who knows when. And I've been sitting here thinking to myself, well, what could Soulja Boy have up his sleeve next? What could he be working on next? And I've come up with a couple different ideas of what Soulja Boy's next console could potentially be. Now, the first console I think Soulja Boy could be potentially getting into the market with is the Soulja Virtual Boy. Now, this is a system that obviously is a virtual reality system. Virtual reality is a very popular thing right now. You know, you're seeing the rise of the Oculus Rift and things like that. Of course, PlayStation VR. So I can see Soulja Boy wanting to tap into this market. And of course, the Soulja Virtual Boy will have a simple red and black display, something kind of like you would see from a virtual reality system in 1995. It'll come preloaded with like 13 different games. It'll have a big red headset. It'll use a lot of batteries, but there'll also be an AC adapter that you can use as well. And I feel like the virtual reality market could end up being a very lucrative experience for the Soulja Gear brand. I really feel like this system could catch on. It could end up being a huge hit. There's so many awesome games that you can view on the Soulja Virtual Boy, and it's a completely, you know, it's not a system that's tied into anything. I don't really see any sort of legal ramifications coming from that. It's got a good name, the Soulja Virtual Boy, just like Soulja Boy's name himself. So I think the Soulja Virtual Boy is definitely a good step into the direction for him. Another avenue he can go down is the Soulja Classic lineup of systems, because obviously he's got 2 systems under his belt already, so why not revisit the Classic line of systems that's very popular right now? Of course, a lot of people are talking about the NES Classic, the SNES Classic, the recently released PlayStation Classic. The Classic market is very popular right now, and I feel like this is a market that Soulja Boy can enter. He can have the classic games that are available on his last console come out on a new plug-and-play console, and he can even do some sort of emulation of PlayStation 1 games on there. I really feel like Soulja Boy, judging by his age, I believe he's like 27, probably grew up playing a PlayStation 1, and so he probably has very fond memories of that. The PlayStation Classic has already been hacked. We obviously don't care about things like legal ramifications. You know what? Hell, just make the PlayStation Classic the Soulja Classic. Just cross out PlayStation, rebrand it as your own system, because that's really what you're doing with these other systems, the Soulja Gear systems, and really you could have a potentially very lucrative market on the hand. A lot of people are talking about the Dreamcast in 2018, so why not introduce the SouljaCast into 2018? A rebranded Soulja Boy Dreamcast system. I really feel like this could be, once again, a very lucrative market for you. You wouldn't have to worry so much about games for the system, because you could just release hardware and have it so that people can burn CDs of the games onto their own hardware, so that way they can play whatever they want. Obviously, the Dreamcast did not have many protection stuff when it came to piracy, so you can use that to your advantage with the SouljaCast, a 128-bit system, and you would have the marketing right there for you. Burn your own games. Don't worry about games. Just buy the actual system. That could be very, very potentially lucrative for you as well. My final idea from Mr. Soulja Boy for entering the video game console market is skip the consoles, man. Skip the consoles. Here's what we do. Here's what we do. And if you take this idea, I want like 5% of your earnings on this. Like, we'll do it like Shark Tank, where you give me like 5% for coming up with the idea. Maybe I'll give you, you know, a couple $100 to help fund this. But here's the idea. The Soulja PC, a Soulja Boy branded personal computer, and then that way all gloves are off. You know, you are in the clear for doing whatever you want, because you are selling a personal computer that comes pre-installed with things like Steam and the Epic Game Store, and then you're good to go. People just buy whatever games they want. You have your basic baseline specs, and you just hope that people will buy it because of the name, because that's what you're sort of getting notoriety for. I really feel like the Soulja PC could be the future of PC gaming. Obviously, PC gaming is a huge market, so why not try to get involved in that market? You know, the Soulja Virtual Boy, you know, it's kind of got a limited range, I feel like. It's got a little bit of a limited range. But the Soulja PC, this could be absolutely massive. And then you make the Soulja PC Classic afterwards, once you release the Soulja PC. So now you got your third system all lined up, because people are excited about the potential of a PC Classic. It just writes itself, you know? It's just a never-ending cycle, a never-ending snowball. Why am I talking about this stuff? Like, this is madness. This is madness. How is nobody close to this man telling him, yo, this probably isn't a great idea. You know, you love video games, that's awesome. I love video games too, but you gotta know the legal ins and outs of things like that. You have to know that this situation could potentially be very disastrous for you if a company like Nintendo decides to come after you. Obviously, I'm just sort of poking fun at the situation with these different consoles, but I'm kind of worried about this situation, because I don't think it's going to end well for Soulja Boy using these ROMs, using these Nintendo ROMs on his branded product. Nobody cares about what happens overseas overseas as much because of different legal issues when it comes to dealing with companies overseas. But when you're in America and you're distributing these consoles from America, that's where things get very problematic. But I just wanted to have some fun with the situation because obviously Soulja Boy is making a new system, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about this situation, what you expect the Soulja Boy's new console to be, and if you're interested in picking up Soulja Boy's current console or current handheld. And as always, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.